Hi, I bought something. Actually, this is not the first time. No, it's my first time to buy Chinese clay pot, the Ji Sa Wu from Taobao. My first experience, okay? So, big box. I opened one of it. So when I opened it, I think, oh, maybe I should make a video and share my experience. So inside the box have two of this. I open one. And inside they have two pack of, they also have two paper bags for me, like if you give it to someone as a gift, so you can just give it, like put it in the bag. And I have two brushes. It seems like now people have more and more things. I don't know. Maybe I'm not really doing things like that. Like most of the times, like even though I have so many teapots, right? Comparing with most people, I have a lot. But for collector, they have more. And I don't buy expensive pot, especially because I think that I don't know enough to buy expensive one. Pot that I purchase is for me to use, not for collecting. So, and also because before I have helpers, I'm afraid that they will break it, because they did break a lot of my crystal glass, like crystal water glass or some whiskey glass, okay, or some my Swarovski with crystal. I'm afraid that that will happen to me, to my expensive pot. Okay, so I open one of this. Inside they have, oh, okay, something like this. It's a see-through thing. And a cloth. I bought two pots. The first one, okay. This is, I think he's the one who make it. And they have the name of the type, and the type of clay. The other one is the type of clay, and then when it's made, the year. Okay. Okay. And then they have instructions like how to use it. Let me have my glasses, I can't see. But this glasses is I bought it before, so my I need to have this one is 100, not the price, okay, the degrees of like what you call the degree of reading glasses. This is 100 or 150, but my eyes now is around, like, for reading glass I have to weigh about 200. So I'm not really reading it properly. Anyhow, this, they show how to, they call it yang wu. That means like how to keep your pot shiny. And let's see. It's not a small pot. I prefer big one. It's my preference, okay? And come with 2 little cup. Heavy box. I have, before I purchase, I go through my pot. I thought I have something like this, but it's turned out I don't have any. I only have one. I thought I have. Let me bring it so you know which one I'm talking about. I'm sitting on the floor. This is not mine. This is my daughter's first teapot. It's very tiny, like a toy, but this can really, actually, this is good for kids or a 1-cup brewer. If you can't take like strong tea, I think this is a good one too as a beginner, and it's very light and cute. You just put a little bit of tea leaves and you can start brewing it. Even though this tiny tea pot is handmade, okay? I just learned it, like watch a lot of not Chinese, okay? I'm Chinese, a lot of people is Chinese, but they don't speak Chinese. They also is Chinese, right? Okay, watch a lot of video from mainland China. They now have a lot of video educating their own people. Like, I mean own people is not like, they making the video is typical for the Chinese people who live in mainland China. Since the trend of drinking tea is so popular the last, I think 10 or 20, 10 years, the last 10 years, the price of the pot and the tea rise like crazy. So a lot of fake pot, not fake tea. The tea is it's not fake, but it's not as what you call expensive. It's very thirsty. It's water. And so they educate the people how to choose a pot, how to tell is it handmade, the whole thing is handmade, and what is jisa, like the clay, what make it so different than the others, something like that. The first thing is, if it's, they call it like gunzheng wu, that means like most of the porcelain, they have a mold, the tea cups, they make a mold, and then they pour the clay in it. Okay, those to see whether it is. Let me have my light. You see inside the ear, the handle, inside the pot, the ear, the handle loop. Can you see the loop? You don't see a dent in it, right? If you see dent in it, meaning is they use they use a mold to create the pot. And why I choose this one is because sometimes when I'm got lazy and I don't want to use what you call a drainer to drain the tea leaves. This one, oh, is it too bright, or you see the draining? It's very tiny and lots of it as a drainer, right? Okay, because most of my cup is like the tiny one. Oh, they have no drain, just like just a hole. Okay. This is the reason that I buy this, and I like it round. And you also need to see the finishing. It's in one line. Okay. And when they say it's round, you have to be round, not flat. They also need to have shoulder. Okay, but this is definitely is a new cup. Okay. And I think this pot can serve definitely more than 2 of it. Yeah. And ooh, where's my cutter? I put it somewhere else. See whether I can pull this up. Or I can inject this out. Okay. Same things. Oh. The same guy. This is called Bafong, and this is red clay. It's different. This one is Ju Nai. Another layers of bubbles. The cup, oh, it's different. This one is, this cup is like this and have writing in it. Okay. Gu Ren Say咩啊? I can't see properly. 黃鶴樓啊 Oh, laid back. I see. It's a poem. Okay. It's a poem. Same thing. This cup, the same thing, like it's come with a rubber band like this. They wrap around with some tissue paper. Oh, so tight. Okay. It's not like toilet paper. I have something have similar cover, but not like this. This is red clay. It looks similar, but it's not, right? It's totally different kind of clay. From the sound, you can hear the density of the clay. This has much more density. The sound is much more higher note. This one has lower note. This has lower density. So I haven't decided which cups for what kind of tea, but I think this one is definitely for something like Taekwondo, something like that. When I purchased this cup, I've been thinking of something. It's because I don't like the handle, like you see, it's like dripping down, but this one is better already. It's not so down like this. You can see here is a little bit like ear loop. Okay. They have made a smaller version, but the smaller versions one, the handle is a little bit like the shape, not like this. It's like a little bit down, like look like this. So it's because most of the time when I handle my cup, teapot, I handle like this. So I don't understand why you need to have a loop like this. It's not practical for handling, right? Something like this. You see the handle, and for the not vintage, antique pot, it will have, they call it something drop. Maybe I pushed something just now. They will have a longer ear loop for the antique teapot. So if you're interested antique pot is better that you know the people who sell it. Okay, so this one is not expensive. It's couple hundred renminbi. Okay, I don't buy very expensive ones since I never bought from them. So just have a try first. And the other things I want to mention is, so this one is when you brew, you put it on top of the table, like the brewing table. And this things actually is for you to, some people very easy, like they don't really know how to use the things, so it's easier for you will drop your teapot or what, so they will have something for you to, you know, like this, but I don't really like it. Okay. Before, for 20 years ago, when I first bought my first clay pot, or second time that I bought my clay pot in Hong Kong, what they told me is you have to cook your pot in water. You wash first, and then you put in a big pot of water to cook it. Ideally is to, actually it's not too bad. Some pots, when you purchase it, it has very strong clay, new clay smell in the pot. This one is not so bad. This one has very strong smell because of the clay density. It's not as. So 20 years ago, when I first purchased my pot, they told me that, like, more than 20 years, 30 years ago, they said big pot of water, put your pot in and bring it to a boil, and boil for 15 minutes, then let it cool down with the water. Then you throw the water, then the pot is ready to be used. Okay, this is what I have learned 30 years ago from 2 different people. And now when I double check before I make this video, and now they have a different way. It's more complicated. You boil in a big pot of water for 2 hours, and then of course you wash first, and then you boil in water for 2 hours. Then you put in a big lumps of tofu after 2 hours. Then you put in a big lump of tofu inside and keep it boiling for 15 or 20 minutes. Then they said the tofu can absorb the fire. We call it the so-called fire is because all this pot is they use a burner to burn it, right? to make the pot. All kind of porcelain, even porcelain, they also call the pot, the porcelain pot. Everything's like, even like ceramic or whatever, will have 上火. The things itself absorb a lot of heat. So tofu, but not the Japanese tofu, okay? Is I couldn't say it's Japanese because Japanese tofu is learned from Chinese, okay? You have to use the particular type of tofu. We have two main type of tofu. One with the tofu made from yimlo, okay? Which is yimlo is the salt, concentrate salt, okay? The other one is use what you call the white powder things, make the tofu very smooth. Seko. I found it, I put it down, okay? You have to use that one because seko, that material can help absorb the heat from the pot. Then after that, you wash it off, and then you cook the pot again in the preference tea. That means that if I planning to use this pot for tikunyam, then I'm going to influence some tea leaves. I cook taekwondo with it. If I'm thinking of using it for pour cha, then I'm going to put bole cha yip inside and cook with it. And you cook, of course, you have to cook with the lid on the side. Otherwise, we'll ding 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 ding. So, me, I don't think I will use tofu. But one thing is very strange that like I have a very big vase, a ceramic vase, porcelain vase, ceramic. I think it's ceramic. I don't know, something like, is it ceramic or porcelain? A big vase, about how big is 60 cm tall? Let me see. Oh, over 60. I think 70. Yeah, something like that. It's a very big vase. I normally use it for before every Chinese New Year. I bought the tofa, the cherry blossom during the Chinese New Year. That particular blossom, I put it in. But after I moved in this house, and because from the first Chinese New Year, a family of 4 only have 3 left in this house for New Year, so I didn't do much in the house. It's like less New Year what you call atmosphere. I don't feel like doing that much, and this year I only have 2 left. So I was so lazy. I only have the 水仙花. This is my must-have. Otherwise, I really don't feel like Chinese New Year is a week away. Okay. Buying flower is so expensive, so I don't want to spend that much of money for a couple of days anymore. Even though my Christmas tree this year is the artificial Christmas tree. Yeah, save the money for the kids. A Christmas tree in Hong Kong is very expensive. About a 5 foot tall. Normally I buy about 5 foot, 6 foot. It will cost you more than 1,000 plus Hong Kong dollars. Plus with that size of a tree, I cannot put into my car. I need to pay about around $300 for transporting. So it's not cheap. And this year I saved the money. I only buy a plastic one, and the tree come with light also, so less burdened. So this particular very soft for you to to dry your pot, and the brush is for you to use the tea to mop around. Yeah, before we never use this. We only use that when we wash our cup or the tea, or I don't do any fussy things because I'm lazy, because I'm a tea drinker, not a collector. So just do what is convenience, and also I don't have time to do those things. Yeah, I have a lot of things planning in my head. I want to practice my guqing. I don't have time for it. I want to practice my Chinese calligraphy. My writing, it seems like getting worse and worse, is because lack of practice. Hardly hold a pen, especially using the traditional one. Need to force myself into it. But first things that I have to fix my house first, bit by bit. Yeah, so this is just to sharing my open box of teapot. That's it. Thank you for your time. Maybe next time I want to share the video of actually they have a preference of what type of pot for what type of tea. We can share the informations, and of course that this is just a reference, but even though they say this kind of clay is made particular for certain type of tea, but you like to use this one for any type of tea, is your choice. Okay, thank you for your time. Bye bye.